Hey everybody, welcome back to my vlog for today. I know I haven't done a vlog on Thursdays in a while. Is it Thursday? Yes, it's Thursday. So I haven't done a vlog on Thursdays in a while, but I was sitting on something to film for today. Basically, the gist of the stories is there's one place I go to counseling. I've been going there for years, and usually I drive my own car there. Now there's another place I started going to that was downtown, and I told them that that's too far of a drive for me. So they called me and they said they would set up an Uber to take me to and from my appointments for free. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, I can definitely make it then. The reason why I didn't want to drive my car down there is because I'm trying to save on gas. I have to put the premium fuel in my car, so obviously it costs me more at the pump. And this month's a little bit tight financially anyways. So when they offered that, the Uber, taking the Uber back and forth to downtown, I said, yeah, of course. I mean, I'll go then for sure. I'm just trying to be a little bit stingy with the, about my fuel in my car. And they understood that, and that's why they said they'd offer me the Uber back and forth. So, like I said, the first place they go to counseling is not that far away. It's probably about a 10-15 minute drive. The drive to the new place was about 25 to 30 minute drive, a 25 to 30 minute drive one way, because it's downtown. I live in the suburbs. So, I get down there. And with the Uber driver, the first Uber driver that picked me up, everything was cool. Nothing went wrong. He was a nice guy. He's quiet. We didn't talk or anything like that, but he got me to where I needed to go. No issues there. And so I went. I stayed for one group, and I remember I did another vlog explaining that I wasn't feeling very well a couple days ago, and so, I thought I'd try and take it easy that day because I was having a lot of stomach issues, a lot of sharp pains in my stomach, as I mentioned before. So I definitely wasn't feeling up to doing pretty much anything. And I didn't do much of anything that day just because I felt so horrible. So anyways, I go to the place, I go for one group. I was supposed to be there until noon. And I'd say probably after the first group ended, it was between 10, let's see, it's 9:15, so they go to 10:15. So between 10:15 and quarter to 12 or quarter to 11, I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to go home, and I asked them if they would send an Uber to pick me up because they said they would do that in the first place when I was supposed to leave at noon. I was supposed to go to 3 groups, not just one. But my stomach issues were pretty persistent, so I just felt the need to leave. And I wasn't too comfortable at the place either. It's just, maybe it's because it's new to me. I don't know. But, one thing they did stress too is they actually do group sessions for counseling on Zoom for this new place that I was going to for counseling. So I can still go to group. I just don't, and I don't have to leave my apartment, which is great. Except for the anxiety comes up again. So it's difficult for me to do it because I'm on a live chat with people I don't know. It's pretty tough to get through. But I see that now as being the only viable option to keep me going with this new counseling. So anyhow, like I said, I asked them if they could send an Uber to pick me up. And there's one thing that I always have issues with, and I'm not gonna give away the details or anything specific, but the street that I live on often gets confused with another street downtown. So I told the people at the counseling place that I was sick, and I asked them, to call the Uber. So the first Uber driver that shows up, this guy he had a heavy accent. It was hard to understand what he was trying to say. His English wasn't that great, so it made communicating kind of difficult. So anyways, they called for the Uber for me. They wrote down my home address, and they gave it to the people at Uber. Now the problem is, like I said, with the street name that I live on, there's also one downtown with the same street name and same address. It's just that downtown, it's not an apartment building. So this guy picks me up, and the people. This is what really made me mad. The people that did my intake at this new counseling place, they should know my address because I gave it to them during the intake process. So the girl who wrote down my address on a post-it note and gave it to the Uber driver, she gave him the wrong address. She had part of it right, but she put downtown Buffalo, or she put downtown. And I'm like, no, that's not my address. And the Uber driver is giving me a hard time saying, he can't do this and that. He has someone else he has to pick up. And, he said he can't come to the suburbs because it was too far of a drive. Now this prick, he tried getting me to get out of the vehicle at least 2 times and maybe 3 times. He was about to drop me off and leave me stranded downtown, which I do not know my way around downtown because I don't go down there very often. He was about to leave me on a corner somewhere, and I had no money, so I just would have been screwed as far as being able to get back home. So this guy, me and him are arguing, and I'm like, I'm telling him what city it's in. It's not downtown Buffalo, and it's like I live, here. The address is just the same except for the zip code and everything like that. So, and he pulls over to the spot where he thought he was dropping me off at, and I kept trying to tell him, this is not where I live. This is not where you're supposed to go. And I mean, it got heated. It got pretty heated. And this guy drove me nuts, man. I had to argue with him to take me back to the clinic where I was going for counseling. After him arguing with me, he's like, "Oh, I've been doing this for 3 years now. I never had an issue with dropping anybody off." He's like, "You need to change it." I'm like, "How can I change it?" And he's like, "I'm not." He told me to change it, but the thing is too is he said that he's not going to take me back home because it's too far. So me changing it would have accomplished nothing. This guy, he was a real piece of work. Like I said, he tried to leave me stranded on a corner a couple of times until I finally argued with him and got him to the point where he would at least take me back to, like I said, the clinic where I was getting treatment at. And so then I get back to the place where I'm getting for counseling, and I am livid. They screwed up. They made a major mistake that could have left me stranded downtown for I don't even know how long, because like I said, I didn't have any money on me, so I won't be able to pay for a ride. So I go back there, and the reason why I'm upset is, like I said earlier in the video, they have everything they need as far as my information goes, including my home address, so they can send the Uber back to where I live. Now the girl who wrote that out, she put, like I said, she put the downtown address instead of the suburbs address that where I reside. And it just rubbed me the wrong way. I thought it was going to be fine having an Uber driver take me to and from, but that was a nightmare, to be honest with you. That guy was just not a good driver. I would not give him a good rating at all. And he kept telling me, he's like, look, this is where they told me to send you, or to take you, and that's where I'm taking you. I'm like, you got the wrong address. I kept telling him, I didn't set up the ride. The people that where I go to counseling set up the ride. I'm like, they screwed up. And he's like, no, this is it right here. I've been doing it for 3 years. This is where I'm supposed to take you. Blah, blah, blah. And like I said, I told him where the real address was, and he said it was too far because he had somebody else to pick up. So And that morning was the first time I've ever had to take an Uber. I've never did the ride sharing thing before. Back when I was younger, they just used to use regular taxi cabs to take you to and from. Like when I didn't have a car, they would take me to and from my appointments. But yeah, it was a nightmare. I was really worried he was going to just let me, be stranded out in the middle of downtown, and I would have been totally screwed. So that was it just left a, what's the word I'm looking for? It didn't make a good impression on me, and that's why I'm not going back to that place. If I do counseling through them, it's going to be at home on my computer, because I'm not going to deal with this, people who don't know what they're doing as far as where my address is and getting me back home safely instead of almost stranding me on a corner downtown. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Like I said, it was a friggin' nightmare. I was really worried for a while because that guy was trying to push me out of the van, and it was just a mess. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about ride sharing anymore. Like I said, that was the second time. Then some other guy came back when I got dropped off, and he took me back home, all the way back home. He didn't say it was too far or anything like that. He was actually pretty cool about things. But that one guy, what a prick. This guy tried blaming me for the wrong address and everything like that. Like it was a nightmare. And it was getting, like I said, it got very heated. He was really starting to bring me to my boiling point with what he was saying. So, I don't know. That's what happened for me. That was my Uber experience. Not something I'd consider doing again in the future, unless it's absolutely necessary. But yeah, I'm not into the whole ride sharing thing anymore. Not that I was before, but this guy just really rubbed me the wrong way. And like I said, Monday was a bad day. Because I was dealing with that Uber driver, and the whole time I'm sitting there with stomach pains, just trying to get home so I can rest and wait for those pains to pass. And it just made for not a good day. But that was my Monday. That was my experience with Uber. I know I shouldn't base all the other Uber drivers just on one Uber driver, but it's enough to make me hesitant to take an Uber again or even a Lyft, just because it's confusing the way my building's set up and everything like that. People miss the front door all the time, and they get the addresses mixed up all the time too. So it's just a pain. It's definitely not worth it. I'm not going back downtown for these groups. Like I said, I'm going to stay home and do the online groups instead, so they don't close out my file at this new place. So anyhow, I think that about wraps things up. If you guys had a bad experience with ride sharing, feel free to leave me a comment. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 250. I think I only need like 23 more subscribers to get there. So that's a good thing. And with subscribing, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I post a new vlog. And well, that's going to be it for me. I went over my time a little bit, but that's going to be it for me for now. I'll catch you guys in the next one.